Okay, so we have discussed conditionals. Let's move on to the next key component of the fundamentals of programming, and that is of arrays and loops. Okay, so whenever in the past, we've created variables, aka boxes, and we always had this rule of one box, one value. We create a variable, we place one value into it. And so if you recall, a variable has a type, a name, and an optional value. Okay, so we want to expand on this idea, and instead of only having a single box and a single value under a single name, we want to have multiple boxes. Again, each box has a value. However, we take the multiple boxes together collectively under a single name. Okay, so to do that, we once again provide the type, we provide the name. However, unlike creating a single variable, we need to use a open and close square bracket. This signifies to the compiler that I don't want to create a single variable or a single box. I want to create a collection of boxes. In this case, I want to create multiple boxes, in this case 4 boxes, and I want those boxes to initially have these 4 values. Okay, so similar to the way we create a variable and initialize it, we can create an array and initialize it. So notice now I'm using the proper terminology for these multi-part data. I will now call them or refer to them as arrays. All right, so whenever you hear the term array, it simply means multiple boxes under one name. Okay, now because we have one name referring to multiple pieces of data, we need a way to get at each of the individual pieces. And so to do that, it's quite straightforward. We specify the name of the variable, the same square brackets, and inside the square bracket we provide a integer, and the integer represents the position of each of the values. So the leftmost value starts at position 0. Okay, and then we followed by position 1, position 2, and so on. All right, so one thing I want you to notice, there are 4 boxes, so the first box always starts at position 0, and the last box will always be the length, how many there are, in this case 4, minus 1. Okay, so if you think about it, 4 minus 1 is 3, so that tells me that the last value will be found in the 3rd position. Okay, so position 0, position 1, position 2, and position 3. So what happens if I ask for position 4? Well, position 4 does not exist. And so what would happen, the computer will just give a random result, a random value. In that case, the value is undefined. So we can't tell beforehand, without running the program, what the value will be. Okay, so to be safe, always remember, first value is at position 0, and the last value is at position length, how many there are, minus 1. Likewise, I could have an array, okay, with 2 elements, right, 2 strings, Ben and Jane. Ben would be at position 0. Again, the first element is always at position 0, and the second element would be at position 1. Why 1? Well, because the length is 2, there are 2 boxes, and -1 will leave me with 1. Okay, so to get Ben, obviously we say names 0, and to get Jane, we would say names 1. All right, so we have these boxes, and we want a way to print the values inside the boxes. Now, the easiest way to do that is by using a loop, okay? But before I jump into this loop, I want to actually switch to Visual Studio Code and actually write some code where I demonstrate how to create these arrays and how to manipulate them. All right, let's go ahead and do that in the next video.